Right now at 5, a local firefighter passes away after being involved in a golfing accident.
And we've got ourselves a not too bad start to the day. It's going to be nice, it's going to be warm, it's going to be breezy, and then there's rain on the way. Details coming up.
Plus, an annual tradition brings people together to honor those in our community who sacrifice everything to protect us.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday, and it is going to be a great Monday. And I say this not because we want everyone to have a great Monday.
Right.
Because there's rain in the
forecast.
Just
fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Now, unfortunately, this is the only day of rain we've got over the next several, but it's
we
rain.
Need it, yes.
We need it, and we're actually going to get some. That'll happen later tonight, but first, we need to get you out the door on this Monday morning. We're going to start with a look outside from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Looking good so far. Save from our camera at 7th and Range Line in Joplin. So we'll head down south to the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, now pointed back to the north, and also looking good as we get this day underway. One more stop at the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. Also, not a bad start to the day. Temperatures a little bit on the cool side, but they are certainly manageable. As we head into the afternoon hours, we're going to have south winds start to increase. They're going to be in that 10 to 15 mile an hour range, and we could see those gusts upwards of 20, and a little further west, maybe as high as 30 miles an hour. So we're back to that please no outdoor burning stage. Take a look at 4 though. It's kind of hard to see, but in parts of Greenwood County, see a little cloud cover out there. And as we head later into this evening, here we are at 8. We have a front coming in. We have this boundary. It's going to bring us some scattered showers and thunderstorms and some finally much needed rain out there. We're sitting at 54 in Joplin, a bit cooler in Pittsburgh, sitting at 47. And across the area, again, overall temperatures not bad, not where they should be for most of us, but it could be a lot colder. It could be a lot warmer given what we've been through here. But we've got a mix of 40s and 50s, but it's a wide range. We've got low, mid, upper 40s and then low, mid 50s out there. So we got about a 15-degree spread on temperatures as we start this Monday morning. Kids getting on the bus. We're looking to be about 50. Clear skies, winds south at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, those winds pick up a little later. We're going to be 80 when the bus brings them home with those sunny skies. And that's the high we're heading for most of us, about 80 degrees. Some of us maybe a degree or two warmer, some of us a degree or two cooler. Could have a few passing clouds here or there. Well, mostly clear skies heading into the evening as well. And then about 7 o'clock or so is when we start to see thunderstorms roll into the area. We'll take another look at that forecast, talk about those rain chances and how long this above normal weather lasts here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Friday at approximately 5:50 p.m., there was a vehicle accident in the Pittsburgh Judicial Center parking lot involving a Crawford County ballot drop box. Now, the driver of the vehicle stated that the glare of the sun caused the westbound vehicle to accidentally jump the curb and strike the ballot drop box. Pittsburgh police officers passing by pulled in and initiated an accident report. Officers also secured the ballots that were in the drop box. Now, Crawford County Clerk Lisa Lusker responded to the accident scene and took possession of the sealed ballots. Now, the ballots were transported directly to the Crawford County Courthouse by election officials. The accident is still under investigation. You can find alternate places to drop off your ballot on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, a man is dead and multiple others are injured following a serious crash involving an SUV and van near Baxter Springs. In Baxter Springs, Cherokee County first responders and Kansas Highway Patrol all were notified. The 2018 Ford SUV failed to stop at the intersection of Southeast Greenlaw Road and Southeast 20th Street and was struck by the westbound van. The passenger of the SUV, 36-year-old Matthew Atkinson, died on the scene. The driver, 35-year-old Marianne Atkinson, suffered serious injuries and was transported to Freeman West. Now, the driver of the van, 37-year-old Charlotte King, and her 4 minor passengers all sustained minor injuries. The male SUV passenger was the only one reported to not be wearing a seatbelt. Well, just after 8:30 p.m. Saturday night, first responders arrived on scene to an accident involving a motorized bicycle and SUV. Now, authorities tell us that 21-year-old David Bauman was operating the vehicle in the driving lane on I-47 near Jasper. Now, the SUV struck the bicycle from behind. Bauman was pronounced dead on the scene, and the driver of the crash sustained no injuries. Joplin area firefighter Tucker Berry passed away yesterday after being involved in an accident Saturday. The accident reportedly involved a golf cart. EMS transported Berry to the hospital with serious injuries. Berry served as a Reddings Mill firefighter, a volunteer with Lockwood Fire, and was a Dade County first responder. Now, officials escorted firefighter Tucker Berry to the Joplin Regional Airport at around 9:45 p.m. from Mercy Joplin North on Main Street to the private aviation terminal. Firefighter Berry was an organ donor, and he was transported by private plane to Kansas City in the care of a special medical donation team. Well, Dade County 911 released a statement saying, quote, "We are so saddened to learn that Tucker did not survive. He was truly one of a kind. In true Tucker fashion, he will continue to serve others since he was an organ donor. Please pray for his family and his brothers and sisters with Reddings Mill, Lockwood Fire Protection District, and Dade County first responders. They will need support more than ever in the days ahead." 640 brought a special passion for community service that we will not forget, especially exuberant, hardworking, and dedicated. We will miss you and will take it from here, end quote. Well, an accident in Carthage yesterday afternoon left 3 people with minor injuries, however, left a small portion of residents without power. Missouri State Highway Patrol tells us a northbound pickup truck failed to yield on County Road 164 to a westbound white pickup. Now, the vehicles collided and were then thrown into a nearby utility pole. Liberty Utilities temporarily cut power. However, that power was restored a few hours later. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. A 37-year tradition of honoring local and national firefighters that have died in the line of duty took place in Girard yesterday afternoon, and new memorials have been added in memory of fallen local service members. KOAM's Mitch Adams has more.
We, as chiefs and previous chiefs, just went to a place where families can come and see their loved ones who can be recognized for giving the ultimate sacrifice.
For the 37th year in a row, area departments gather in Girard to mourn firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty. Visitors came from as far as Illinois and Maryland to participate in the memorial. The intent of the service is to keep the memories of local and national heroes alive.
The service is we're honoring the fallen firefighters from the previous year, and it's good to honor them because they put their lives on the line every day when they go out and fight the fires or whatever they do. And I think it's an honor to Girard to have this fallen firefighter memorial every year.
This year's service hits close to home for Girard's Fire Chief Jeff Turner, who's still mourning the loss of his friend and former Girard Fire Chief Pete Scales. Chief Scales passed away at the age of 69 in 2022. He was with Girard Fire Department for over 30 years.
Chief Scales is a world of knowledge. He had a passion, a drive for the fire service. As a young fireman starting out in my early career, I looked up to this gentleman as a young fireman and idolized him. And as over my career, he has led me down the path of success, and that's why I cherish, his leadership, his knowledge and experience, and for his dedication to my success in the fire service as well.
A statue dedicated to Scales was unveiled at the memorial. It took place alongside a wreath presentation and a reading of more than 200 firefighters that died in the line of duty in 2023 alone. Approaching the 40th year of this memorial, Chief Turner describes the feeling of honoring these fallen heroes year after year.
It still gives a heavy heart knowing that, these 226 have gave the ultimate sacrifice. It shouldn't be that high of a number. But you figure out of those 226, the families, the friends, the people the relationships with this individual is more than anybody could imagine, and it affects everybody. It affects us, our brotherhood, and our sisters in our own organizations as well.
The Girard Fire Department plans to add more to its lawn memorial, including a plaque dedicating it to the brave firefighters who gave up their life as an ultimate sacrifice. In Girard, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Now, the next fallen firefighter memorial in Girard is already on the schedule. It will take place October 19th of next year. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Kansas City Chiefs play in a Super Bowl rematch. We'll have those details. Plus, thousands of people dressed up for the annual March of the Undead in Chile. And we have a warm and partly cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, it was only 36 weeks ago since the Kansas City Chiefs met the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 58. On Sunday, the two dynamic teams met once again as the Chiefs look to stay undefeated. Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan on the sideline. Reid has never lost to Shanahan in his coaching career. So here we go from the second quarter. Chiefs lead 7-3. Kareem Hunt takes the football and finds the sweet nectar of the end zone. That's another touchdown for Hunt. That was his second of the afternoon. Chiefs leading 14-6. San Francisco answers in the third quarter as Brock Purdy takes it in himself. Purdy is fired up. The 49ers inch closer. However, the Chiefs hold on to a 14-12 lead after a missed PAT. Later in the half, Chiefs on the move again. Mahomes dancing around in the pocket. He escapes Fred Warner and makes another guy miss, and he goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Chiefs are knocking on the door once again. So fourth quarter now, 4th and goal, and Mahomes calls his own number, his first rushing touchdown since Christmas of last year. Chiefs hammer the Niners. Kansas City wins 28-18 and remains undefeated.
Two good football teams that have a history together. So Kyle does a great job with his staff and their players. And so you love that part of it. You love the competition part. As far as the run game, pass game, you're going to do what's working and try to mix it a little bit to keep them off balance. But that's a tough group.
The last time I lowered my shoulder was against Iowa State, and I had an AC sprain, and then Iowa State beat me by like 56 points, so I've stayed away from that.
Pitt State football continues to find ways to win, and the Gorillas improved to 6-1 on the season after a 1-point win over Fort Hays State on Saturday. Here's what a couple of players had to say after the game.
This guy sitting next to me and some of those other guys made a huge play when we needed it, and well, we never doubted that they were going to make a play to put us in a position to go drive down the field and score again. So
to piggyback off that, we knew on defense we had to get a stop, give the ball back to our offense, and that's what we did. And they went down and made a play. So when you got great chemistry on both sides of the ball, nobody's really worried. There's no loss of hope, if that makes sense.
We're just under 5 weeks away from the Division II football playoffs. Here's how the current MIAA standings shape up. Central Oklahoma is in first place and undefeated with a 7-0 record. Pitt State is in second place with Emporia State looming from behind. This Saturday, the Gorillas will travel to Central Oklahoma in a game that could potentially decide the conference championship. That game will kick off at 2 p.m. You can tune in for the highlights this weekend. Shifting gears to women's college soccer, it's been a tough season for the Missouri Southern Lions. Southern has roughly 2.5 weeks of the regular season remaining. Lions on their home field on Sunday afternoon, taking on the Central Oklahoma Broncos. Another tough outing as UCO wins this match 4-1. Missouri Southern's Presley Ziegler scores a goal on a penalty kick in the 82nd minute. Still to come. New CDC data shows that whooping cough cases are still rising at alarming rates in the U.S. Plus, it's going to rain tonight. Go over those details and this warm weather with you when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:19 now on this Monday morning, and we are starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Why, you may ask? Because there's nothing out there. Because it's not a bird, it's not a plane. it's rain. Now this rain still well off to our west at this point, but take a look at this line of scattered showers and storms that stretches all across Kansas from north to south, from Nebraska down through the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. This is eventually going to make its way here, and it will bring us some shower and thunderstorm activity. So what does that look like? Well, we got the future track. That's what it's for, is to show us what that will look like. By noon, again, a few passing clouds here or there, otherwise mostly clear skies. And again, a reminder, winds picking up out of the south, gusting upwards of 20, potentially 30 miles an hour here and there. By 5, we've got the clouds slowly starting to creep in from the west. There's a few of those showers into Greenwood County. As we head into the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have scattered showers and storms. I want to emphasize that fact, it will be scattered. There is that remote possibility that you may be in one of these little notches where you see the rain to your north and south, but you don't get any. But nonetheless, we are at least looking at some kind of rain chances out there, and these will continue through the late evening and into the overnight. Now, the good news is, even though a couple of thunderstorms are possible, no severe weather is expected out of any of this activity. As we head toward the start of the day on Tuesday, some clouds, maybe a stray lingering shower or rumble of thunder out there by 5 o'clock in the morning. Outside of that, though, that's going to be it. And believe it or not, winds are going to increase overnight tonight, and they will pick up even more so as we head into our Tuesday. So through the morning, those clouds, whatever may be left out there, clears out quick. Now we've got southwest winds on Tuesday, gusting 30, maybe 40 miles an hour in some cases, keeping temperatures above normal in that 10 to 15 degree above normal range as we head through our Tuesday. And take a look, Coffeyville, Bartlesville, for example, could even get into the low 90s. Now we're back to that 20 degrees above normal that we had just a couple of weeks ago. We head into our Wednesday, similar situation. We have another boundary coming through. It's not really going to do much for us, but it will drop our temperatures a little bit. Now, we're still going to be above normal as we head through the rest of this week, but it will drop those temperatures. So here we are at noon today, by the way, on these winds. So again, as is the tradition around this area, it seems, the further west you are, the stronger the wind gusts. So that's why we're going, we'll say 20 to 30 mile an hour wind gusts out there. Now, overnight tonight into tomorrow, take a look at this. As that boundary rolls through with those storm chances, now we are cooking with gas here. As these temperatures, these wind gusts could even exceed 40 miles an hour in some cases. I think Future Track may be going a little overboard on some of these, but it's just an example. It's going to get breezy. That's the key message here, and that will continue into our Tuesday and even into our Wednesday as well with some gusty winds, so no outdoor burning out there. Things to keep in mind. All right, 54 in Joplin, south breeze at 6. Skies are clear. Quick look at temperatures around the region, and they look like this. It's a mixed bag in a 15-degree bubble here. We've got low, mid upper 40s and then low to mid 50s as we get this day started. And you can see it's a very mixed bag of temperatures out there. Through the morning, again, cool start around 50, a few clouds here and there, and we'll eventually make it to about 70 by 11 o'clock this morning, ahead of highs averaging 80. Overnight thunderstorm, late evening overnight thunderstorms, maybe a stray shower or two lingering in the morning Tuesday, mid 80s, low 80s on Wednesday, still breezy, and then we'll stay into the upper 70s and low 80s as we head through the weekend and next week. So again, that boundary on Wednesday, all it does for us really is just brings temperatures down a smidgen. That's a check of your forecast. We will be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. Cases of whooping cough are surging right now. The CDC says there are 5 times as many cases this year in the United States compared to this point last year. Now, whooping cough is a respiratory illness that can be difficult to identify. The infection starts with common symptoms like runny nose, a low-grade fever, and a tickly cough, similar to other illnesses. But as it progresses, those infected develop a violent full-body cough. The bacteria that causes whooping cough is spread person to person through the air, frequently at schools, child care centers, and hospitals. The CDC says antibiotics can help if caught early, but vaccines are the best protection. Well, a shop in Albany, New York has a new lease on life after his family harnessed the power of social media to find him a kidney donor. Aaron Cattell-Altman has the story.
Chef Yono Purnomo is serving up a traditional Indonesian lunch.
This chicken is amazing.
But the man he's eating with, Jacques Goulet, gave Yono something much greater.
He could come in and perfect sauces and do things like that, but the hours and hours and the stress of tickets hanging and cooking, he really couldn't do that any longer.
Thanks to the power of social media, Jacques gave Yono a kidney that saved his life.
I have a second chance to live longer so I can see my grandkid growing up.
According to Duke Health, the average wait time for a kidney transplant is about 5 years, and Yono didn't have that long, so his kids put out a call for help, and Jacques answered.
My sacrifice was, for me, very minimal. The surgery was fast. It was very, I was in the hospital for 3 days. I got out, I was walking around. But the impact from that to him, to be able to give him his life back, it had to happen.
Jacques originally wanted to remain anonymous, but after realizing how easy the process was, decided to come forward publicly to raise awareness about the impact a living donor can make.
I think if you're willing to go under the knife for cosmetic reasons, you should take a look at going under the knife for kindness, for helpful reasons, to save somebody's life.
Food for thought, and you might just create a lifelong bond in the process.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And while we've got a pretty decent start to our Monday, we've got rain chances later tonight. We'll have more on your forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, a car meetup in Carl Junction helps to raise money for a good cause.
We've got clear skies to start. It's a little bit on the cool side. It will warm up, it will be breezy, and then it will later rain. Details coming up.
Plus, the Parsons Police Department holds a public safety fair to help educate the public.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is, of course, now October the 21st. It's a Monday.
Here we are once again.
We're doing
a good Monday, though.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, every Monday should be a good Monday. I know Monday gets a bad rap, but it really should be a good Monday every time. But it's going to be a great one because we've got rain coming tonight.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's much needed. We're not going to see a lot, but we've at least got something expected later this evening into the overnight hours. But like I said before, we need to get you started for this workday Monday, and this is what we're looking at first. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh looks great. Clear skies out there. Clear skies from our camera at 7th and Rangeline as well. Looking good from MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline as folks get their Monday underway already, probably working for the weekend. And same view from the KDOT camera, East 520th Avenue, 69 Highway, just south of Pittsburgh. So, future track, rain. We're going to talk about that at least briefly here, and we'll go more in detail a little later. Winds are going to start picking up out of the south at 10 to 15, gusts upwards of 20, possibly 30 miles an hour. The further west you are, the windier it will be. Temperatures, once again, in that we're looking at maybe 8 to 12 degrees above normal. And then late this evening, here we are by 8 o'clock, scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling into our western counties. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these is they are scattered, which means there's that opportunity for some folks. This is just an example, but right here, you may see storms or rain off to your north and south, but you don't get anything. But at least some of us are going to get some rain, and it will continue into the late evening and overnight hours tonight. Right now, though, 54 Joplin, 48 in Pittsburgh, and a very interesting mixed bag of temperatures. And this is what I mean, like 53 Chanute, 46 in the Otishay. We're anywhere from the low, mid, upper 40s and then the low to mid 50s as we start our Monday. So a very mixed bag of temperatures. Kids getting on the bus, about 50, clear skies, south winds around 5 to 10. Winds will pick up later this morning. Again, gusting 20, possibly 30 miles an hour, so no outdoor burning. Still mostly clear skies, about 80, and that's where we are. We'll have a few clouds out there here and there. Otherwise, sunny, warm, not where we're supposed to be, about 80 degrees for our high. We're going to continue to stay warm despite the fact we're getting some rain. Details in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise.
All right, thanks, Chris. The Parsons Police Department held a public safety fair Saturday. The event was family-friendly and open to the public for free. At the fair, attendees had the chance to witness a K-9 demonstration, view emergency vehicles, and get free child safety seat inspections by certified technicians. KOAM's very own meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney was also in attendance to talk about weather safety. Carl Junction Residential Care partnered with Cruise in Maine to help raise money for Christmas presents for the residents in their care. The cruise included a bake sale, music, a parking lot full of cars, trucks, and bikes. They also held a trunk and treat.
It's really important that we have these events so we can raise money for activities for our residents, Christmas parties, and things that the residents should need.
The Carl Junction Residential Care also had an Adopt a Resident program where a family can buy a gift from a wish list for the resident for $50 or less. A long-standing tradition in Carthage continues for another successful year. KOAM's Mitch Adams has more.
The historical aspect of it is really important to me.
The 58th annual Maple Leaf Festival is in full swing in Carthage, Missouri. The festival, held in the city square, brings in tens of thousands of attendees annually. One of the largest draws is the parade, which had over 180 entries this year.
We are having our annual parade for Maple Leaf Festival. It's been in existence since 1967. It's the largest parade in the area, 4 states area.
The Carthage Chamber of Commerce has seen large growth in the festival over the years, which has complemented the city's economy.
It works great for the community. It brings a ton of new people from outside the area in to build up our small businesses. We are 100% behind our small businesses.
Desra Short has attended the festival many times over the last several years and explained why the festival, and especially the extravagant parade, benefit the community.
I think as it draws people from far away, from not just around the area, but people know about it from states over, past, beyond the 4 states.
As the week-long fall celebration comes to a close, community members reunite with their hometown, and people old and new ring in autumn in a richly historic town. Reporting in Carthage, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The Maple Leaf Festival wrapped up yesterday after a hymnal recital and lunch. Well, last week was homecoming week in Pittsburgh, and it's all been leading up to the big game. Pitt State kicked off Saturday's homecoming off as usual with their homecoming parade. The parade route tracking straight through the middle of downtown Pittsburgh.
I think it's just a really good opportunity to show the community what we do, but also just to be a part of everything that's going on. I think honestly the PSU Homecoming Parade is one of the biggest community events that Pittsburgh has sometimes, and I think it's just really good for the girls to get out into the community, but also to get the chance to dance and for the community to see what we do.
Pitt State fans lined the streets and were rooting on the Gorillas as they got ready to play Fort Hays State. Well, directly following the Pitt State parade was the Homecoming Gorilla Fest. The Gorilla Fest took place just east of Kearney Smith Stadium in Gorilla Village. The entertainment kept all those in attendance amped up before the big game. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The Indonesia inauguration ceremony brings in a new president while also saying goodbye to their current president. Plus, Israeli forces are targeting a variety of Hezbollah banks across Lebanon. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch, thousands of people dressed up as zombies made their way across Santiago, Chile yesterday during the annual Zombie Walk. Now, participants gathered in the Plaza Italia before marching to Almagro Park, where various musical groups played for free to entertain the so-called undead. Now, the annual parade takes place in the days before Halloween. The tradition of holding zombie walks started in the United States and then spread to Europe and Latin American countries. Well, an incoming president and an outgoing president are side by side in a transfer of authority yesterday. Indonesia, the world's 4th largest country behind the United States, celebrated 2 presidents. Newly inaugurated President Prabowo Subianto receiving a handover of power from outgoing President Joko Widodo. Now, Subianto was expected to meet with foreign dignitaries and world leaders at the presidential palace. Widodo, who rode off in a white limousine and stood through the sunroof, left his mark on Indonesia's economic growth and massive infrastructure development. Well, dozens of Liam Payne fans gather in downtown Brussels to mourn the late singer Saturday. The Belgian fans consoled each other in sang some of One Direction's best hits during the vigil. Now, Payne's final hours in Argentina remain under scrutiny. Prosecutors say he appeared to have excessively consumed alcohol and drugs. Investigators found his hotel room a mess with what seems to be narcotics and alcohol in the mix of broken furniture and objects. It's still unclear whether the One Direction singer intentionally jumped or accidentally fell from the third floor. The autopsy reports he had internal and external bleeding and traumas as a result of the plunge. Well, Israel promising imminent strikes on Lebanon as its military takes aim at Hezbollah's financial branch. The IDF warning people to evacuate immediately. The message comes just hours after Israel pounded Hezbollah's intelligence headquarters in Beirut. Trey Yingst reports.
Israeli forces are targeting a variety of Hezbollah banks across Lebanon as the war between Israel and Hezbollah continues. Israeli strikes were reported in both the Bekaa Valley, a Hezbollah stronghold, as well as the Lebanese capital of Beirut. These strikes going after a specific Hezbollah-linked banking system known as the Qard al-Hassan Bank that has a variety of branches focused in the capital of Beirut. The activity on the northern front comes as Hezbollah continues to launch rockets into northern Israel. Hundreds of rockets were fired toward Israeli cities, including Haifa, over the weekend. And the southern front remains active as well. One of the highest-ranking Israeli officials was killed since the war began inside Gaza, a Druze colonel, when he stepped out of a tank and went to a position with other Israeli leadership. That position was reportedly booby-trapped. Looking closer at Gaza, overnight the Israelis released new video of the former Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar walking through a tunnel with his family on October 6th, just a day before the October 7th massacre. With the war ongoing, there is currently no diplomatic solution in sight, but U.S. officials will reportedly be visiting the region this week as the Americans look to help the Israelis find an off-ramp to an escalating multi-front war.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Now 5:45 on this Monday morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker locally is clear. However, up to our west, stretching from Nebraska down into the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, is this line of showers and storms. Now you can see it's still well to our west. It's not even quite even to haze yet, but eventually this activity will make its way to us later this evening and into the overnight hours. Ahead of that, though, it's going to be another above normal day. It's going to be breezy, so no outdoor burning. We'll have south winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. We'll have gusts upwards of 20, maybe as high as 30 the further west you are. By 5, you can see those clouds rolling in. Here come the showers by 9. These are going to be scattered, so that goes into not everyone will necessarily see rain, but this is the best chance of rain we've had in weeks. And these showers and storms will continue through the evening, overnight, and into the very early morning hours on Tuesday before they'll begin to clear on out of here. Now, the good news is we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity, but we are anticipating at least a little bit of rainfall. By 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, a lingering shower or storm may be possible. The majority of us will be dry. Clouds will clear out pretty quickly. Winds increase tonight, and they'll increase even more as we head into our Tuesday out of the southwest. Those gusts anywhere from 30, potentially 40 miles an hour. And Tuesday, at this point, looks to be the hottest day we're going to have over the next several days. That's still going to be above normal for the next 10 days, but Tuesday is going to be the hottest. Could even see some low 90s out there. So now we're back into that almost 20 degree above normal range. Unfortunately, after the rain tonight, you can see through Tuesday, we're dry. We head into Wednesday. We have a boundary that will come through. Winds will begin to shift a bit out of the north, still gusty, and it doesn't really drop our temperatures significantly, but it will at least bring them down a little bit as we head into our Wednesday and into the upcoming weekend. So today, again, those wind gusts, the further west you are, the stronger they'll be, but anywhere from that 20 to 30 mile an hour range. We go overnight tonight, and that's when we see the rain coming in. That's when we see that boundary coming in. Winds increasing, and they're going to be in that 30 to 40 mile an hour range as we head into our Tuesday. Now, by Tuesday afternoon, they ease up a little bit for some of us briefly. And then as we head into Wednesday, those winds will pick up again, gusting 20, 30 miles an hour for us. Quick look at temperatures in Joplin right now. Skies are clear. It is 54. Winds are south at about 6. And across the area, a very mixed bag of temperatures. We've got low, mid, upper 40s and then low to mid 50s, and it's extraordinarily mixed. I mean, this is just one of the great examples here, like 53 in Chanute, but only 46 in Neodesha. So just down the way, it's considerably cooler. As we get our morning started, a cool start, 50s. We'll go mostly clear, a few passing clouds here and there, about 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. Again, a few passing clouds this afternoon, otherwise sunny skies, temperatures right about 80. Of course, some of us a little warmer, some of us maybe a little cooler and breezy. Then as we head into the evening, those clouds clear out temporarily, and then they will redevelop as the showers and storms begin to roll into our area. We'll fall back to right around 60 as we head into the overnight hours, and again, breezy tonight. Still hot tomorrow, mid-upper 80s, and again, maybe even a couple of low 90s. And that boundary on Wednesday brings us down just a little. We're going to go upper 70s and low 80s as we head into the weekend and next week. Unfortunately, we remain dry, though, and we'll just have partly cloudy skies through the weekend and the start of next week. But at least tonight, we're going to get some kind of rain for some of us out there. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, a nonprofit in Indiana granted a little girl's wish of living out a day doing her dream job. 8-year-old Caroline has a heart condition, but for a day she got to forget about being sick and bake as many treats as her heart desired. Robinson Miles has her sweet story.
Hi. Hello. The family of 8-year-old Caroline Dirkles say she's wanted to be a baker for years. Thanks to Granted, she got her chance.
She was asking all the way down when we were almost there. Are we there yet? So, yeah, definitely looking forward to this day.
And I got plenty of cupcakes. Caroline has a heart condition which has caused her to be admitted to the hospital 18 times, and she spent over a year of her life in the hospital. She's also suffered a cardiac arrest and had to have 3 open heart surgeries, 1 closed heart surgery, and more.
She's been through it all. So she deserves this baker for the day and anything that comes her way.
One more? The pulmonary hypertension team at Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis nominated her for a wish. Eventually, they connected with Granted, which organized a busy day for them.
We baked a big cookie and we baked like small cookies and we decorating them. He's amazed.
Caroline got to develop some new skills alongside Gala Cake's owner, including piping icing. They even gave me a quick lesson.
How'd we do?
Good.
Yes.
We should do a teal flower? I think so too.
Her day may have meant a lot to Caroline and her family, but it meant just as much to Gala Cake's owner.
Know that it was just so important to her, and the fact that she chose to spend a day with me was just very humbling.
What do you think? What do you want to do?
Caroline's mom says Caroline's first choice of wish was to meet her favorite Disney princess, Tiana. Her second choice was to be a baker for a day. Granted decided to make both happen and is also sending her to Disney World.
It's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming, like what people do for her.
As for Caroline, she's already planning her future.
You think you might want to be a baker when you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
Stick around, we'll be right back. Well, Lay's is asking fans once again to do them a flavor. The company is encouraging fans to get creative and submit unique new flavor ideas to do the Do Us a Flavor contest. Now, the winner will not only see their chip on grocery store shelves, but also win a $1 million prize. The contest is back after a 7-year hiatus. Previous flavor winners include cheesy garlic bread and crispy taco. Those interested have until February 21st to submit their flavor ideas. Well, there's nothing like a nice juicy apple on a cold fall day. Whether it's a Granny Smith, a Red Delicious, or a Honeycrisp, make sure to eat the fruit today. It's National Apple Day. Now, apples have been around for millions of years. Some historians believe the ancient Romans cultivated the sour fruits and turned them into the sweeter ones we're more familiar with today. Then in the early 1800s, Johnny Eastman, most commonly known as Johnny Appleseed, traveled throughout the Midwest, planting the trees and educating farmers on the crop. Today, there are more than 7,000 varieties worldwide.
Okay, that was shocking to me. 7,000 varieties of apple.
Incredible.
That is absolutely insane. Like, I know there's like 3 or 4 common varieties, but 7,000? Well, that's a lot of apples, and for Apple Day, you've got plenty of time to try 7,000 different apples, I suppose, and it's not going to be too bad of a day for apples. We'll have a cool start, 50, clear, or mostly clear skies, breezy as well, near 70 by 11 o'clock. Well, those south winds gusting upwards of 20, potentially 30 miles an hour the further west you are. And again, a few passing clouds here and there. Highs above normal, right around 80. Clear skies briefly this evening. Clouds begin to gradually increase, as do our shower and thunderstorm chances. Now, there'll still be scattered storms. Not everyone will see rain tonight, but a lot more of us will see rain than have seen rain over the last several weeks. Back down to about 60. Above normal conditions continue, as do the windy conditions. Tomorrow, gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour, and then that 20 to 30 mile an hour range again on Wednesday with the boundary coming in. Tomorrow, our hottest day as well. Mid-upper 80s, maybe even a couple of low 90s. Then we'll go low 80s on Wednesday, and that'll be the trend heading into the next several days. Upper 70s, low 80s, and after tonight's rain, we have another stretch of dry weather. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.